once again, finally, after several weeks of not being able to go. We're fixing to be throwing probably square bill, maybe rattle trap and spinnerbait. As you can see on the graph, we've been marking some places that have stumps.
This is a big flat with a bunch of stumps on it. So what we're looking for is the water temperature is right at 60 degrees. Alright, so the fish are going to be pre-spawn mode. They're looking for areas to bed. Okay, well we're about halfway back in the creek right now. What these fish will do in pre-spawn, they'll come off the main lake and then they will come up on points and flats to kind of feed up for the spawn, and then they'll work their way back into the creeks to actually do their deal and spawn, and then they'll come out. So right now, with us being in the middle of this pocket on this flat, and if you can see these waypoints, all of these waypoints right here are stumps that I have marked. Alright, and if I took these waypoints off, you could see that there's a point that comes out right here, and then there's another point that comes out over here. So all those stumps are sitting on top of that point, and it should be loaded with fish. I've seen some things on side image that look like fish, but I'm not 100% yet because we hadn't wet a hook. But we are getting daggum close. We're fixing to see if we can't catch one of them. I have a tournament tomorrow, and so see right here, right here, looks like a stump, but it looks like there's fish around it, maybe. I'm not a professional at reading the graphs yet. We've definitely found an area that should be holding fish, and it should replenish all the way through the spring. As a matter of fact, there is a spring that comes out of the ground and runs out right beside this point. This is where the deep water is. That spring comes out from under a bluff and runs out, and that's where that's right on the side of the point that comes out. And right now, you can see me marking. All I'm doing is just marking as many of these stumps as I can, and the reason for that, I'm kind of getting an idea of where all of my stumps are. That way I'm not running around the whole flat trying to figure out where the best spots are. See right here, could be fish. It's so far out, it kind of gets blurry out there, but that could be a couple of fish sitting there because they're casting shadows off, but they're not casting a shadow off right beside them. See, these stumps like this, you can see that they cast a shadow right where they are, and then on all the way out, as tall as they are. That's how side imaging works. So, but we're fixing to set it down and go fishing for a little while, and maybe we can get some good footage of some big old fish. We'll see what happens. Wish us luck.
Flat bass. We should at least cover it quite thoroughly with several different things. It worked its way out. Got one? Got one?
Crappie.
White bass.
There's a crappie.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Alright folks, as you can see in the video, we only caught 2 fish on practice day, which really scared me for tournament the next day, because I really didn't have a clue for most of the day as to what the fish were doing. But the 2 fish that we did catch were, at the end of the day, practice was narrowing down. It was about 4 o'clock or so. I still had time to be on the water before the meeting, but it was pushing it. And we finally caught those 2, and it kind of gave me an idea as to where to start the next day. Those fish were really shallow, and when I say really shallow, I mean both of them were in 1.5 feet or less of water. Now, the water really wasn't muddy in those 2 places. It was stained, but it really wasn't muddy. So, but anyway, I kind of got an idea as to where to start, you know, the next morning. I actually ended up drawing out with a co-angler that had been there most of the week. He had gotten more practice than me, and he told me, he didn't tell me any locations or anything, but he did tell me that they were catching them shallow like I did on the practice day at the end of the day. So with him telling me that just kind of boosted my confidence that I knew what was going on at the end of the day, so that we could have a good practice or a good tournament day. And there'll be a video coming up later this week, hopefully, might be next week, with the tournament on it, and I think you'll be surprised by the outcome. So I hope you guys like the videos. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know if you like, you know, what we're putting on here. Let us know if you want to see something different, or just see more of what we're doing. Just let us know. Leave us a comment. You know, all of our social media outlets are in the comments on every video. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy, and like, share, and subscribe.